Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new film Blaze, and this Australian film director, Del Catherine Barton, focuses on a young girl who is left catatonic with shock after witnessing a horrible violent crime outside like the back of her home, and throughout this film she struggles to reconnect with the world around her while also connecting with a giant dragon that keeps appearing for her, and the struggle to connect with her father, played by Simon Baker. And this film is something else. It's quite abstract, it's ambitious in the way that it conveys emotions and has our main character trying to process through trauma of seeing something so horrific, and what Barton's able to do in that moment, showing that scene, is brutal. We see something that is entirely so uncomfortable to watch, and we can see how that trauma can translate to a little girl, like, let alone adults who are like, whoa, that's a lot. This little girl sees this and is put into this state. I love the dynamic between Baker, who I think gives a really good performance here, and our young girl, who is struggling quite a bit, Julia Savage, who gives quite a good performance here in capturing those emotions, capturing those complexities of trying to process all this horrible things that she has seen. And it's beautiful, this film, in the way that it conveys those fantastical elements running around in her head. The design of this dragon is something else, and the way that it comes about with its sound design and all of that together adds so many layers to this magical realism, this fantastical element injected into this film, that at the core of it is about trauma. It's about trying to process it. It's trying to rebuild broken relationships because of such trauma. And at the very heart of this film, it's the dynamic between Savage and Simon Baker, and trying to reconnect that now fractured relationship between father and daughter. And it's a moving, it's an impactful, it's a wondrous kind of experience in the way that this film is able to create such unique ways of representing this trauma. And I think Barton does a fantastic job here with this film and really knocks it out of the park. I was really impressed by this, and I hope a lot of people go check this out. This is certainly flying under the radar on Vudu, and if you get an opportunity to check it out, I think it's worth a watch. It might be a little alienating in some of the ways that it processes through this grief and this trauma that this young girl goes through, but it's the very human performances that we get throughout the film and the fantastical elements that wow us and keep our attention. But those are my thoughts on Blaze. Let me know what you think. Let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.